The Terramorph project never went anywhere. It couldn't. They're deadly creatures, but they aren't xenoweapons. The cabinet not opening the archives is probably a bigger risk than them handing over the files. That data itself isn't dangerous, which probably wouldn't be a bad point for us to bring up, should the opportunity arise.
Na, menjünk neki.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet
Menjünk a
chambers.
kabinetterembe.
Sounds like our cue. Here we go.
Ja, te nem jössz? Én megyek. Kabinet irodák, csillagközi ügyek. Hogy értél fel hamarabb, mint én?
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
Adrián világosá tette, hogy ennek a kérdésnek a kezelése a lehető legsürgősebb. Csak parancsot teljesítek. Köszönöm, hogy nem tartotta... Köszönöm, hogy nem tartotta üzemanyaggal a hajómat, asszonyom. Jó, hagyjuk. Világosá tette, hogy ennek a kérdésnek a kezelése a lehető legsürgősebb.
I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
Na, mi is a célja? Azt mondja, hogy még mindig próbáljuk kitalálni, hogy mivel állunk szemben. Nem tudunk megalapozott döntést hozni adatok nélkül. Szükségünk van az archívum adataira, hogy megtaláljuk a módját egy lehetséges terromorf apokalipszis megállításának. Azért vagyok itt, hogy megbeszéljük, mi történt. Adrian az, akinek nagy tervei vannak. Emlékeztessen, mit tartanak ezekben az archívumokban? Szükségünk van az archívum adataira, hogy megtaláljuk a módját egy lehetséges terromorf apokalipszis megállításának.
That's quite the leap, Captain.
Na hát
Madam
lényeget
President,
akartad,
I
nem?
object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
De kurva félelmetes volt. Bocsánat. Elpusztított egy kolóniát, amelyik nem is sejtette, hogy ez lesz. Ez elég riasztó. Azt tudom, amit mondtak nekem. Szövetek megegyeznek a Landiniumból származó szövetekkel, nem a szín semmi költ, de hogy is nem elpusztított kolóniát. Ügy?
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Igen. Van rá esély, hogy ami a Tau-Cetin történt, máshol is megtörténhet, akkor eleget kell tenniük a kérésnek. Igen, ha az adatok fegyverként való használásához tartanak, akkor a Terramorph program kudarcot vallott. Az adatok nem veszélyesek. Én személy szerint várnék, még nincs elég információnk. Ennek köszönjén helyemben nem adnék helyet a kérésnek, az archívumot okkal zárták le. No. Van rá esély, hogy ami a Tau-Cetin történt, máshol is megtörtént, akkor eleget kell tennünk a kérésnek.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
2.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it?
3.
Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to...
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident. Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terramorphs.
Terramorphs. More attacks.
Mi a
Just as predicted.
picsa?
Good God.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got.
Ez a rendelkezésre álló eszközöket kell használni.
Can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming. And
Vannak
that you've
így
dealt
jönnek
with
is,
these things
hogy már
before.
volt dolguk ilyesmivel
Now go show them
korábban
how
is.
it's done.
We're on it, ma'am.
Össze.
I'm right behind you.
Majd a két hülye, akinek nem akartak hinni. Ott van az űrkikötőjébe. Hozzáférhetetlen. Mi a lépcsőn menjünk? Na. Ha kiremegtétek magatokat, akkor napállomás, nézzük. Ó, azt itt ezek meg vannak fertőződve. Mi a küldetés? Várjunk csak egy picit, szemtanú. Gyűjtsd be az EM fegyvert. Miért kell nekem EM fegyver? Ott van az EM fegyver, és abban le kell itt nyugtatni a kedélyeket.
That's it. Now hit him with everything you've got.
Any further. Go.
Leltár, új tétel. Fókuszláncsi elektromágneses berak.
Please. Me.
Polgár, aludjál el! Polgár, aludjál már el! Elaludtak. És ezekkel ennyi?
Help us!
Segítettem, te. Mit kéne csinálnom? Hatástalanodítsd a támadókat. Ilyen fegyvert begyűjtöttem, ideje elaltatni ezt az ellenséges lakosságot. Azok ott pihennek már, igen. Vagy nincsenek elaltatva? Úgy? De alszik. Most vannak elaltatva. Téged is el kell altatni? Nem, veled beszélni kell.
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
The way those people were acting. I've seen this before. They were under the Terramorph's influence, weren't they?
I don't know.
Hello, itt vagyok, hello.
They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way,
hello.
but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some Terramorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Jó van,
Let's
siessünk.
do it.
Hát,
That's
hogyha
unlocked.
kilőjük a
Please.
terrormorfokat, megszűnik az agymosás. Most hogy úgy a terrormorfokra is ebben a fegyverrel kell menni? Űrkikötő! Itt mi lesz? Mentünk egyet szerintem.
God, no time to waste, Captain. Stash the EM and pull some firepower. Let's move.
An evacuation order has been issued for the spaceport district. All citizens are required to proceed to the
Adjad
nearest
csak ide.
shelter.
You might back up. Don't just stand there. Good.
Én ilyen messziről itt így elpötyögtetném a kis rohadékot. Menj innen anyádba!
All sides. Oh God, Captain, I want to be okay. It's not real. Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's not real. We have to put down that morph.
Menj innen, miért jössz te utánam? Ne gyere utánam!
Check your six! It's one of them!
Maradjál ott, maradjál ott! Milyen fegyver van még amúgy itt nálam? Milyen fegyver van még itt nálam? Amúgy, amivel mondjuk úgy tudnék rá hatni egy kicsit 181-essel. Mondjuk ez jó lesz.
Are you?
Maradjál ott, ne gyere föl! Várd meg, még itt betárazok szépen, ügyesen. Úgy, na még egy. Na még egy. Új. Han, töltök, hagyjál békén, mert töltök. Ennek vége? Talán. Jól van, hol van a másik? Amúgy meg. Mert hogy biztos van még egy.
Wait, officer?
Várjatok, tiszt. Ő és ez a nő? Szakértőink? Vigyünk el mindent, amit csak most rögtön.
We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad. We're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Nem is meg a terrorot opció, hogy beszélj a tűzoltó parancsnokkal. Hol vannak a terrormorfok? Mert hogy én a többit most így hirtelen nem látom. De ott mi vagy? Nem is így meg a terrormorfot. Ott is van még egy terrormorf. Ez nem jó, ez nagyon nem jó. Ez nem jó. Kötődjél csak föl, gyorsan. Így már jobb. Gyere már el onnan. Így nem jó, meg kinyírom saját magamat amúgy meg. Töltsél csak újra. Jól van. Megpusztulhatnál most már amúgy tényleg. Jó, elméletileg az elhalt. Ha minden igaz. Mondom, hogy ki fogom törni itt még a lábamat egyszer. Hol lehet az utolsó? Azt a jóisten sem tudja. Megyek, akkor addig beszélek a tűzoltó parancsnokkal. Te vagy a tűzoltó parancsnok? Na, nagyon
Did you
helyes.
have any experience with terramorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here, but we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
Úgy legyen.
Roger
No,
that.
gyertek.
We're on you. Someone wants to take us on. Bring it.
Ne nézzük csak, hol lehet az utolsó. Ott van. Hagyja engem békén. Mindjárt a fene megeszi. Ez az. Vége. És elméletileg nincs
All
több.
wrapped up. We should go tell the sergeant what happened.
Idegen genetikai anyag, fájdalomcsillapító, nyugtató. Azokat most kihagynám ebből a vacakból. Menjünk, beszélünk Yummival.
Most people probably wouldn't use that power responsibly.
Szevasz, Yummi.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you. Not sure we could have done this without you.
Jaj, nem te vagy Yummi. Itt van Yummi.
Heavens, you're back in one piece. I guess our people weren't so lucky.
Az áldozatuk nem volt hiába való. A város most már biztonságban van.
The few protecting the many.
And it would have been plenty more if it hadn't been for the two of you. The city owes you both a debt after this.
We were just in the right place at the right time. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Jelentkezz a belül elnöknél a MASZ kabinetteremben.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal before exiting your homes. That is all.
Na, innen összeszedtétek a megvadult beteg embereket? Oda fog csukni az ajtó.
Let your people all know how much we owe them today. Captain? Hadrian? It would appear that the cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Egyetértek, köszönöm. Jobb később, mint soha, gondolom. Úgy, na jó, maradjunk.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Persze. Majd én megyek és megcsinálok mindent. Aha.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
De.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
14.400
Chief Engineer Kulkarni, start getting a plan together for that data.
Hírek a termolmorfról, űrküldetés keresése az SSN számára. Na majd, ha végeztünk, majd akkor elmagyarázunk nekik mindent.
We're on the cutting edge of technology here. It's an exciting place to be.
Have you seen these orders? A Vanguard captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require.
Hello, itt vagyok. Még, jó, menni fog. Hello.
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second in command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
Fogalmam sincs. Ők tárolják az összes titkos adatot a kolóniai háborúkról. Tegyünk úgy, mintha fogalmam sem lenne róla. Amúgy nincs róla fogalmam.
Huh. All right. We'll start at the beginning. When the colony war ended, the UC and Freestar Collective came to the agreement some weapons needed to be off limits. Mechs, xeno-warfare. So they gathered up all the relevant research materials and sealed that information away. Terramorph data included, in the archives here in the city. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people, the ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varun, to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Na, akkor megyünk aláírás gyűjtögetni. Azt hinni az ember, hogy űrkikötő támadás után még segít. segítségért kiáltanak. Nem probléma, csak szükségem lesz néhány elektródára, egy foghúzóra és egy kis nátriumpentodátra. Igazságszérum. Mondja ezekre a kodexek. No. Menjünk.
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't or can't work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate. And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative. But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar or Ambassador Balmore of House Varoon?
Ooh. Freestyle?
The good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable. Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her. Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support. And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
Ja.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze. UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage. But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell. So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being
Egy
seen.
betöréses küldetés.
Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
Jó, egyelőre ennyi elég.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up, you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise. And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
14.400 kredit. Balmor nagykövet, Barunháztól.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varoon retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varoon thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Jó.
It does, but there's a concern. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive.
Na.
His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting. Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
Megtaláljuk.
I
Muszáj
have no
lesz.
doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind.
Jó pihit,
Be
Benny.
smart out there, Captain.
Hello, motherfucker.
Jó pihit, Benny. Köszi, hogy itt voltál. Halló, halló. Na. Akkor mehetünk is.
Yes, what?
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you. Sounds like he's got more work.
Ha Yumi őrmester akar adni nekünk melót. Előcsarnok. Nem vagyok benne biztos, hogy egyelőre szeretném, de majd elválik.
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Köszönöm szépen. Na nézzük, mi újság van. Küldetések. Beszélj helyettesével. Entire. Töled meg a Freestyle kollektíva archívum kódját. Amúgy meg... Ezt bezárjuk. Tevékenységek. Beszélj Yumi, vedd fel az űrhajómat. Páholy. Lakó. A hajómhoz szeretnék menni. Majdnem sikerült. Menjek a nattal. Ó, de jó. Akkor csak egy szinten lejjebb jöttem a gyors utazással. Fenomenális. Kicsit nyitva maradt az ajtó amúgy a natnál. Űrkikötő. Még mindig nyitva van a hajó. És föl van oldva, rendben van rakva az űrkikötő. Az becsületes. Kellene vennem amúgy töltényeket, mert hogy az nem annyira van. Hello?
I know we're safe now, but I'm still a little jitter. Oh, please, take a look.
Azt mondja, hogy lőszer. Kell. Azt hiszem, ez is kell. Ez is kell. Ez is. Ez is. Könnyű repeszgyújtó. No, no. Jól van, lesz itt minden. Jó. Egyelőre ennyi. Fegyverekből mi van itt? Szerintem az, amit én eladtam. Vagy a fene se tudja. Kőruhákból. Hát azokból pedig szerintem azok vannak itt szint. Habár mondjuk kalibrált sok űrhóra. Köszi.
Appreciate the business.
Really? Yeah, I saw the trailer.
Jó, hát itt rendben van rakva minden. Jönnek, mennek.
Keep moving. Right to the checkpoint.
Na, figyelj csak.
Anything I can help you with?
Van itt nálad egy hajó.
What can I do for you?
Szeretném megnézni a módosításokat, hadd lássam, milyen hajóid vannak. Na,
I'm sure you
igen.
can find something you like.
Mondja, hogy van itt egy, ami ingyen van elméletileg. Bocsánat. Kalilló. Pireman. Mulle 2. Jaj, de kis pufi. Viszont 3 szintes. Responder 2. Ez is 3 szintes. Dealbreaker. Valami hasonlónk, mint hogyha lenne, amúgy. És melyik lehet a miénk? Vedd fel az űrhajódat, igen. És azt hol kell felvenni az űrhajómat? Az én űrhajómban? Hello, Vasco. Vasco, engedj el! Légy szíves. Köszönöm szépen. És hol lehet az űrhajóm? Az lenne ott az a másik. Nem tudom. Jó van, szálljunk fel.
Orbital insertion done. Time to dance among the stars.
Menjünk, fölvesszük az űrhajómat. Ha sikerül.
Yes, we're here. Look at those beautiful stars.
Na nézzük. Ledokkolunk és megnézzük a szép új űrhajómat, hogy milyen.
Air pressure, seals, ship integrity, all good.
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted an informal greeting, but I am dissatisfied with the results.
Hello,
How can I
Vasco.
be of service, Captain? I will happily carry whatever you need.
Ez van Vascónál. Meg egy olyan is van, valamit csak kéne még neki adni. Elvesz, hasonlítsd össze a felszeret, leltár. Adjunk neki valamit szombos. Nem? Pont. Adjuk neki oda ezt. Meg egy kést is adjunk. Jól van.
I will await your next order here.
És ha azt mondom, hogy gyere velem,
I will follow behind you.
köszi. Még mindig az. Azt mondja, hogy menjek vissza a hajóra, hát beszarok.